Welcome back, friends, to another Quick Switch review. This is actually the fourth review, but welcome to the first ever YouTube video on my YouTube channel where I get into reviews. So for just a quick introduction, for those who don't know me, I do a regularly Monday, Wednesday, and Friday podcast, and I started doing game reviews just a while ago, and this is the first of hopefully many YouTube videos that I'll just be talking over. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So what you'll be seeing on the screen is a game I'll be reviewing called A Short Hike, and what I do in my format is that I'll give you a brief description of it, give you some gameplay elements, give you some positives, give you some negatives, and then I will get into my final thoughts on it. So let's jump right in. So what do we got here? A Short Hike. This is developed by Adam Robinson Yu, and the description for it says, hike, climb, and soar through the peaceful mountainside landscapes of Hawk Peak Provincial Park. Follow the marked trails or explore the backcountry as you make your way to the summit. Along the way, meet other hikers, discover hidden treasures, and take in the world around you. And a little brief history about this, and it started as a personal art project for him back in December of 2018. Was working on just an RPG project, and then he turned it into a full-fledged title. It actually was released on Humble Bundle in April 5th of 2019, released on Steam in June 30th of 2019, and then finally released in August 18th of 2020. So I am coming into this a little bit late. So that's a little bit of the history here. A couple of features that you have is that you explore the island any way you like. You can choose your own path. You can hike at your own pace and collect hidden treasures, and then chat with other hikers, and that you might be able to reach and help each other out, and then listen to a lush and original soundtrack by Mark Sparling that progresses dynamically as you explore the wilderness. And yes, this is a very, very great soundtrack, and that's one of my positives just right off the bat. It was a great soundtrack. Loved being able to listen to this. So let's get into what are some gameplay elements. It's not terribly complex as far as gameplay is concerned. What do you have here? You have the ability to jump, and from that jump button you can hold that jump to be able to glide, because as you can see on your screen, you are playing as a bird. You're playing as a bird named Claire, and you are on a hiking trip with your Aunt May, and you're going around and you're just exploring this very beautiful location, making your way to the top of this mountain. And in fact, your only real objective to complete this game is just to make it to the top of the mountain. So literally anything else that you do is just totally up to you. So you can fly around, you can meet other people, you can search for treasure, and you can do all that. And so you have this button that allows you the ability to fly as a bird, and you can swim and you can climb. So what kind of bird are you? So you can fly, climb, swim, and run and jump and do all these cool things. So yeah, you have a jump button that when you hold it, you'll be able to glide. There are certain elements that you'll be able to get a little bit more draft on. There'll be some just updraft areas in the entirety of the game that allow you to get a lot of height in that, and so you can hold it, and then as you're holding it, if you hold the stick neutral, it will actually get you into a dive state to where you can get a lot of speed, and you can move the stick again to get some more height. So that's a really cool mechanic that you actually learn pretty early on in the game. A little tutorial section that'll help you out as far as moving around. And so you move around with the stick. You have a use button for using items, such as you get things like a shovel, a pickaxe, a fishing pole, and then you have it for conversation. So it's the general use button to use things that you get throughout the maps, because there'll be certain locations that'll be marked with like a hole that you can dig, or you can use a pickaxe to unlock various caves that are unlocked that will actually give you the ability to have shortcuts. So that's a pretty fun mechanic there. So you can do that as well. Other mechanics you have here is that you will eventually get these things called golden feathers that you'll collect around the locations by buying them from what's like a visitor center, because this is like a campsite. So there's a visitor center that you can purchase things, and golden feathers is the thing that you can get. You will be picking up money throughout this game, and they just cost, not too expensive, but you can buy up to a certain amount that they have in the inventory. And what these golden feathers do is that they're basically like a stamina bar. So you'll be able to climb up the mountain, and then you'll be able to do like a double jump as well. So you'll be able to climb longer and also double jump. And so the more feathers you get, you'll be able to climb longer. And you definitely do need golden feathers to complete the game, because as you get towards the top of the mountain, as you get higher and higher, it becomes increasingly more difficult to scale beyond what you're able to do. So if you don't really have the there's kind of a prerequisite of the amount of golden feathers that you need to get up. You don't need to collect all of them to complete the game, but if you have a good amount, you'll be able to get it. But if you have like maybe less than, 3 or so golden feathers throughout the game, you probably won't be able to complete it as a whole. So just be aware that just collect as many golden feathers as you can before you actually start your descent up to your main objective. So you have that as well. Eventually, depending on who you talk to on the map and what quests that you complete, I wouldn't say like quests, it's more like tasks or something like that, conversations that you have, you will get the ability to run, and that will use your golden feathers. So basically anything that involves a certain amount of stamina will be used by your golden feathers, and they will refill. It's very fast refilling. Eventually, once you get closer to the mountain, it gets colder and the feathers will start to freeze, but there will be hot springs that you'll be able to visit during that whole time. As you can see on your screen, you'll get some of your feathers will be a little bit frozen, but if you visit a hot spring, you'll be able to refill to the top. So don't worry too much about that. It's not a terribly complex mechanic at all, but it's cool, and you can use the environment to your advantage. You have scalable walls, you have wind, you have water, you can you just use everything that is around you that is available to complete your objectives. And it's not action heavy. It's not like you're going around and it's the most intense climbing game. This game is very, very relaxing. It is very easy going. You can find yourself just completing this within a day. It's like if you're coming home from work or if you had a hard day, you can just come and sit back and relax and play this game. And that will move me into the positive of this game. Like I said, it's a very, very beautiful musical score, and this is by Mark Sparling. Like, hopefully I said that right. Yeah, Mark Sparling. So he does a great job of building out some of this. It's really interesting as you move from one area to the next of this game, is that a different soundtrack will fade in and fade out. And so even at the beginning of this game, I found myself like doing a lot of head bobbing, because it was like, oh yeah, this is a beat that I really like. So I like the bass line in this, I like the guitars in this, I like the keys in this. So it's a very diverse soundtrack that I just wasn't expecting. So it's really, really cool to get into. Like I said, very relaxing. There's some good interactions with these characters. I love the writing in this, and something to mention is that the text boxes are all lowercase, except for a few things like titles, but all the conversations you having are like very lowercase. And so the only reason I bring that up, and it just makes the game feel very, very casual. It's very easy and relaxing to get into. So it's like having an easy text conversation with a friend. So I like the easygoing nature of everybody. There's some really fun characters. There's a couple characters that you meet that are in the Rock Climbing Association as you're learning how to climb, and one of them is just really, really aggressive. And then later on that you meet them, and so it's really interesting to meet these cool characters and to kind of interact with them and see how they interact with you, because you also are responding to them. There's no voice acting, but you kind of can imagine how these people would sound, and they actually have names. Like your name is Claire in like I said, your name is Claire in this, and there are actual named characters in this. So that's really interesting. Something that I did not expect, and this is actually towards the ending of the game, is that it hit me right in the feels. So there's like a good moment where you're hit right in the feels. So it hit me in a way that I didn't expect, and I love that, and I love the way that it did this. So yeah, not a whole lot of negatives on this. I think the only thing I would say is it doesn't look the best, but is an interesting option that you get early on in the options section, that you get the ability to choose what kind of pixel size that you get. I think the two that I saw where it's called big and crunchy, or small and smooth. So I mean, this game definitely has a charm to it, and as you can see that The pixel and the resolution isn't always the best, but again, it kind of speaks to just its charm and its quality. So it's a slight negative. If it's something that bothers you, then this may not be the game for you. But again, it's not something that really bothered me, but it's just something to note. I think something like mechanically it may have needed is like a mini map, because I found myself having to kind of mentally map out where everything is, but it's a very small map. It's not very, very expansive. It's not an Elden Ring, mind you. So it's not something that's terribly complicated, but I think it would have been nice to have some sort of a little mini map to help me kind of track my progress in that. So yeah, that'd have been really nice. So that's pretty much it for the negatives. I mean, this is a really good game. I'd give this a 10 out of 10 if I had a rating system, and I think a lot of people have given this a 10 out of 10. So yeah, this is a really fun game. I highly encourage you to play this game if you have not so already. It is available on the eShop for, I believe, $7.99, and it's a really good game. It's a very relaxing game, like I said, something that you can sink your teeth into. It'll probably take you just a few hours to complete. I mean, I completed this over like a couple sessions, and that was over like about an hour. And there's a lot of replayability with this game. You can, as soon as you complete the game, you can go right back into the game and then do whatever it is that you wanted to do. If you want to collect more feathers, if you want to collect more money, or there's also seashells that you collect, some for a task, and then afterwards there's not really a whole lot to go off of. But if you want to have more conversations with the characters, if you want to just explore more, if you want to just hang out and have fun, this is something that you can do for yourself. There's not really a time limit on this, but you can complete it in any time that you would like. So yeah, that will do it for this review of A Short Hike. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video. Let me know what you think. And be sure to check out the Quick Switch podcast. Comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where we give you the latest in Nintendo news, upcoming and current releases, and the latest sales on the eShop in 15 minutes or less. My name is GK, aka It's Basically Fun. You can follow me on Twitter at Basic Fun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.